Miss Dia, Assistant Director of Student Affairs, lecturers, staff, students, for your kind, warm presence to witness this ceremony. Without much delay, I would like to call upon Miss Dia, the wife, the Assistant and Director of Student Affairs, to give a speech.
Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Liang. I don't think I like to speak up there. I prefer you. Director of Placement, Mrs. Margaret Bao, Mr. Lai, Director of Mrs. Ruma, fellow colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I was just joking around with my colleagues just now. I was just asking them what do they think of the standard color today, black. They say you either look sober or classy. I think you look classy. Okay. To begin my formal speech, I would like to thank all of you for being here to witness the installation, the INTIMA installation, and the certificate presentation. INTIMA College has always believed in providing an all-rounded education whereby the moral, social, and physical aspects of a student's life are as important as the academic and intellectual development. In other words, I believe the students agree as well that you're not here just acquire a paper qualification. So we are here today to witness this installation of the new student government body, the INTIMA Council, and the presentation of certificates of appreciation and certificates of achievement to a group of students who have contributed relentlessly towards achieving this objective. In the past 2 semesters, this group of students have successfully carried out a number of major projects. And to mention a few, we started the semester with the orientation night, the food and fun fair, the recycling campaign, the anti-smoking campaign, legal day, talent time, and career day. We also had students who initiated the speaker's corner, who have actually won the support of many staff and students. Besides this project, I would like to also mention that the students have not forgotten the poor and the needy, whereby they have also looked into raising funds for the Somalian nation. I think they've collected a total of about $500. And also for one of our students who met an accident and passed away, whereby we collected also about $6,600. The certificates of appreciation are also given to students who have represented the college in a sports tournament such as the basketball, table tennis, football, netball, and volleyball. And I'm proud to mention here that INTI College have emerged as champions in most of the inter-college games. In the past 2 semesters, we have also witnessed the emergence of new clubs and societies, such as the Indian Culture Society, the Nature Club, Electronics Club, Law Society, and the Chinese Culture Society. Though I believe this is a good sign, as it shows that more students are willing to come forward to initiate new clubs, and this will, in a way, encourage more students to participate in the student activities in the college. But on the other hand, there are clubs that emerge very impressively in the beginning and cease to operate after 1 semester. This is truly a very sad sign. So it is really a question of quality here. In a way, we do not just want to have more clubs, but we do want to see some quality in all these clubs. And I understand that some leaders have encountered problems, financial problems within the society, and they pass on these problems to the new leaders. And there are also clubs who have not been able, the leaders are not being able to select or to elect a leader to take over them after the 2 semesters. And I also noticed that some of the clubs have gained quite a big number of members in their clubs. But sometimes it looks like a signature campaign. They go around getting students to sign their names to be members in the society. And the students sign their names as though they're in the signature campaign, because after they started the club, after they sign in their names, nothing happens. They do not come to the meetings or they do not participate in any of these activities. So therefore, I'd like to urge the new leaders to carry out their responsibilities and duties as entrusted to them. And lastly, before I end my speech, I would like to thank the 12th INTIMA Exco, whom I work very closely with, and whom I find that they have been a very dedicated group of people. As I was walking to the concourse a while ago with Nicholas, the treasurer, he was just telling me with a pinch of sadness, he said, you know, Minsia, it's so fast, it's already 2 semesters. And in my mind, I was thinking, yes, now I have to tackle with a totally new group of people again. Right? So, anyway, and to the new leaders, the new INTIMA Exco, the 13th INTIMA Council Board, and the head of affiliates, I would like to urge that you serve and honor all responsibilities that are trusted to you. Thank you very much.
Also, on behalf of INTIMA and Student Affairs, I would like to call upon the Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Lien, to present a speech.
Good afternoon, organization chairman and committee members for this function. I thought we have introduced a new culture to INTI. When we hold official functions, we won't mention by name the list of people invited. Just ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I have great pleasure to stand here on behalf of Mr. President Tan Yusek to say that INTI is very proud of the 12th INTIMA Council for all the organizations, the activities, and the success that they had in the past semester, this current semester. We, the management team of INTI College, and found that there is a new spirit of cooperation, willingness to participate outside the classroom. And this is a very good opportunity for students to become leaders in future, to be able to have this opportunity to organize, to carry out functions, and also to bear the responsibility for the success and failure of activities in the student government. I also like to congratulate the Student Affairs Department personnel, so that for the very able management and the role they have played. We know that in the Student Affairs Department, we don't work by hours. We don't count 8 to 5 or 8 to 4, 10 to 6. There are many hours we spend organizing and supervising the students, and INTI College appreciates the effort you put in. I also would like to recognize those students who have helped the organization, although they are not in the INTIMA Council, but many of them have put in many hours in the spare time or outside the classroom in order that functions of the INTIMA Council can be successfully carried out. I also like to congratulate those students who have taken part in the inter-college activities. Whether you win or you lose, participation is important. And so much better if you win all games and competitions. Our INTIMA motto is positive, progressive, and productive. There is no other way of imbibing these good qualities in you other than participating in curricular activities. It's teamwork. healthy competition. All these are found in the activities of the INTIMA Council and also in the activities outside the classroom. Nonetheless, academic is very important. You come here to acquire academic qualification, good grade, in order that you can further your studies or complete your studies overseas. But equally important is the other side of it, your character building. And you cannot build your character alone from the academic field. You have to participate in extracurricular activities to associate yourself with the Inti culture, student culture. And in the student culture here, we like to promote positive attitude, progressiveness, and also a productive days of a stay in Inti College. And all this can be achieved through a combination, a good combination of academic and non-academic activities. And you have, by and large, been successful in this. And I'm very happy to receive reports from the student department that more and more students are participating in the election. That is a very good sign. And we hope that you students in this college will take up this responsibility, your own responsibility, and to manage a good student government. For those who are in the 13th Student INTIMA Student Council, I would like to congratulate you for being elected, for showing your initiative in your campaign. Very clean, good, vigorous campaign, and we hope you will succeed in whatever activities that you have organized. I will echo Christian's urging that it is not the number in the list of your club that counts, not the membership number, but the actual implementation of your program. That is important. That will help you to build up your character training, your leadership quality. And with this note, I would like to thank you once more and assure you of the full support from the President downward for your activity. Of course, all activities will be under the umbrella of the student department. Thank you.
It was an encouraging speech, right? On behalf of the college, Dr. Lian will now give away the certificate of achievement to the outgoing INTIMA ESCO members to recognize their effort and their hard work. Outgoing ESCO members, when I call your name, please come up, get a cert. President Kwe Kujin. Vice President Chi Han Ching. The secretary is not here, she is San Ming Min, she's out of town. The treasurer Lim Tian Liang. Auditor Ling Wei. Chairperson of Academic Board, Tin Yuk Man. Chairperson of Editorial Board, Lee Hui Ping. Chairperson of Publicity Board, Ho Ho Lam. Chairperson of Social Board, Lee Kok Heng. Chairperson of Sports Board, Ng So Mei. Thank you, Dr. Len. Organizing events like our recent anti-smoking campaign, legal day awareness, recycling campaign is not something minor. That's all. That's to name a few. I would like to call upon Mrs. Ong to give away the certificates of appreciation to the outgoing head of affiliate who organized all these events. The following head of affiliate, please come up and call. College players, Dio event. Law Society, So Yu Kwan. Electronic Club, Yao Ziping. English Language Society, Nirmal Kaur. Indian Cultural Society, Prakasa Subramanian. Karate Club, Lok Peng Peng. Nature Club, Chan Suk Peng. Taekwondo Club, Tong In Hyong. Thank you, Mrs. Ong. The incoming head of affiliate, when I call your name, can you please stand so that you will be recognized and we know who you are and who to contact. College players, Ko Hoi Chi. Electronic Club, Lim Tek Chwing. English Language Society, Balakrishnan. Karate Club, Lo Yen Yen. Nature Club, and Ho Kyong. Taekwondo Club, Tan Hyo Cheng. Law Society, Alvin Yong. Chinese Cultural Society, Gordon Go. Accounting and Business Studies, Go Seng Hua. Thank you. Members of the 5 boards in INTIMA, your time and effort did not go unnoticed. I would like to invite Ms. Siam, the Assistant Director of Academic Student Affairs, to give away the certificate of appreciation to all of them. Go Tak Lam. Chong Li Lian. Ho Hino. Leong Choi Hong. Lau Pei Ling. Yep Hui Shen. Wong Hui Shan. Dan Li Yong. Liu Lan Lan. Chong Hui Yong. Xia Bi Yuan. Tan Shi Chen. Lim Ching Ching and Chu Ming. Members of editorial board, Choi Pui Lee, Lim Wat Sin, Chili Bin Harun, Lau Suk Yin, Chen Kiat Ming, Chong Jin Wei, Gan Jia Ping, Li Wei Lian, Tam Chia Wei, and Ong Tuan Lip. Fourth board, Wong Pui Luk, Lim Kong Wei, Shi Shan Hong, Chong Tik Yong, Lim Su Kiat, Albinus Shaw, Gan Kiat Huat, Lee Chi Hong, Lai Kok Hong, Lee Chun Hao, Yang Wei Shun, Hua Si Chai, Lee Lei Sin, and Liu Shan Sen. Publicity Board, Chong Chia Tong, Gui Xiao Si, Chai Man Gan, Ho Mang Leong, Sim Kok Chun, Lim Chi Ping, Chi Bing Heng, Lo Yen Yen, Yong Tai Wei, Chuan Hu Chen, and Lim Kong Wei. And finally, the social board, Hugh Woon Hui, Pei Chong Yi, Ho Hui Ting, Hua Wei Hai, Ấn Kim Lan Lam, Li Yuen Hung, Tien Hui Hyong, Wong Kang Sik, Wong Sao Wai, Yap Yi Li, Ho Lê Giang, Chong Wai Pham, Han Yi Min, Liu Hui Hua, Li Lian Yen, and Chan Yen Ming. Thank you, Mr. And finally, before the installation, we will give away prizes for the recycling campaign winners and Project Bhumiku participants organized by the Nature Club. Will Puan Zanita, the advisor of Nature Club, come up to give away the prizes and first? Alright, 86 kilograms. Second prize goes to Lisa here. And the third prize winner is Chang Hek Yuan. Collection of scans. The first prize winner is Yan Yi Sing, 139 scans. Second prize goes to Lang Wei Shun. And the third prize goes to Tang Fei Ni. Following on the Project Bhumiku Save the Planet campaign participants, it's organized by an off-campus organization called the Volunteer Resources Department Organization, and it's initiated by the Nature Club. Following on the participants, Chan Shuk Sui, Chong Xuan Mei, Selina Lee Sun Mi, Lang Wei Shun, Wong Pham Tin, Chen Hui Lian, Chua Hui Tieng, Daniel Chiu Wee Seong, Ung Lai Lai, Jason Yap, Kang Chi Hee, Low Pik Wan, Wan Vi Khai, Celia Leong, Pei Guat Ling, Chi Quy Yok, Shelly Tharut, Kevin Shaw, Eya Kauran, and finally Andrew Cheong. Thank you, Ms. Larissa. And finally, the installation. Incoming EXCO members, when I introduce you, please come up to the stage and remain on the stage, okay? Our new president, Anna Chiu Lee. Vice President for AUP program, Low Mong Yun. Vice President for PDP, Liu Shan Lai. Secretary Lawrence Ong Chu Hyok. Treasurer Lau Pei Ling. Auditor Alex Lee Kok Mok. Chairperson of Academic Board Hu Chi Woon. Chairperson of Editorial Board Hu Heng Kim. Chairperson of Publicity Board Q B Heng. Chairperson of Social Board Lin He Yuan. And the Chairperson of Sports Board Liu Shan Sen. For a job well done, incoming EXCO members would like to give some souvenirs to the outgoing EXCO members. Can the outgoing EXCO members come up to the stage? hand over the plaque to the incoming president to symbolize the official handover of duties, responsibilities, and etc. and etc. Now a speech by the outgoing INTIMA president, followed by the incoming INTIMA president.
I, Wei Suji, the president of the 12th INTIMA board, hand over this plaque and all the authority, responsibility and trust bestowed upon it.
I, Anna Chu, on behalf of the 13th INTIMA board, accept this plaque and the authority, responsibility and trust bestowed upon it.
Thank you. Can you give a louder applause to all of us? Well, that's all. Again, on behalf of INTIMA and Student Affairs, thank you for your patience and your kind presence. We'll see you in next installation. Sorry, I thought you already gave a speech. The incoming president. Okay. The members, you can take a seat first. Now the outgoing INTIMA president, Mr. Kwei Suji, would like to give a longer speech.
Good afternoon. Upon the enlightenment of Dr. Lian just now, I would just say, ladies and gentlemen, today we are gathered here to witness the 13th INTIMA installation. And with this installation, it marks an end of term of office for the 12th INTIMA Council members and a brand new start for the 13th INTIMA Council. For the past 2 semesters, we were in office. We have accomplished a lot of things. We are organizing group functions, taking care of student welfare. And in doing this, the EXCO members sacrifice their precious time to do things for the students. They never complain of too much work, but instead, they will put in more effort in getting the things done. But one thing is for sure, when everything is over, everyone will smile with relief because we have accomplished yet another task. Some students may feel that you have not lived up to the expectation. But as the saying goes, no one is perfect and we learn through mistakes. In fact, I should say, I'm proud to say that we have tried our best in getting the best for the students. So, we are handing over this office, our term of office, to a new generation with self-satisfaction and confidence that a new generation will do even better from what we have done. Lastly, on behalf of INTIMA, I would like to take this opportunity to thank those who are involved in one way or another, especially Ms. Yang, in helping us get over to accomplish all our major functions. To all the staff, work hard. To all the lecturers, give more homework to the students. And to students, study hard and achieve good grade in your exam. The 13th INTIMA Council keep out the image of INTIMA and continue to strive for excellence. And last, to the 12 INTIMA Council members, you are the best. Thank you.
Again, sorry for what happened just now. Now, the incoming INTIMA president, Ms. Anna, she will give a speech.
In order to cut it short and under the order of Dr. Z, I will address everyone as ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I would like to extend a sincere thanks to all those who have supported me and my campaign during the past few weeks. Your support has been a pillar of strength to me, strength to work harder, strength to represent the voice of the students, your voice. I hope that this essential bond between INTIMA and the students will be further developed, as students represent the latent strength of INTIMA. We are a government of our own, a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. We hold in our hands the key to make changes. And on behalf of the 13 INTIMA Council, I would like to pledge our duties, carry out our duties, with full responsibility, always working for the good of the students and striving for excellence in all the tasks bestowed on us. We hope not only to function as a mediator between the students and the management, but as a friend as well. We have to work together in order to turn our dreams into reality. By the end of our term, I am confident that we will be able to enjoy changes brought about in this lovely college. Making life in INTI a memorable and enjoyable one is merely a token of our appreciation and a way of saying thanks for the trust you have placed on us, and we promise not to betray this trust. And finally, in the immortal words of the late President John F. Kennedy, I would like to say, ask not what INTI College can do for you, but what you can do for INTI College. Thank you.
INTIMA Council members. To begin with, I have great pleasure in welcoming President Tan, Dr. Lian, Mrs. Margaret Ong, and all the other lecturers, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to invite President Tan to come on stage to give us his welcoming speech. President Tan.
Good morning to my colleague and to all our, should I say, student leaders of our college. I do place a lot of importance on this morning's ceremony. In fact, I'm supposed to be attending another function, but I've chosen to come here because I feel my presence here should be able to put further weight to whatever commitment we have towards students' activities in this college. INTIMA and INTIMA Council, of course, we can assume to claim that they are the student leaders. They are the student leaders of our college. Many of them are chosen either through a general election or their own society's election, but nevertheless, they are the elected leaders. Some of us like to use the term leaders. Others like to rephrase it, says facilitator. To facilitate activities, student activities. Others may think that it's promoter. It's promoting students' welfare, safeguarding students' interest. And some of us would even like to further describe it as serving as a bridge, a bridging function between college and students' body. I think my own opinion is that it is a combination of these two functions together. It's a combination because it is at times that you may have to serve as a leader, trying to chart a direction for our students' activities. At times you are facilitating. At times you are actually voicing for our students. At times you are helping the college to convey messages, information to our students. So it's a multi-role. It's not just simple as a leader. And to serve in this council and student activities, I think many of you do make sacrifices. We pay, our students pay prices for the activities. They have to put in more effort. They have to spend more time, sometimes at their own expense, to carry out some activities. But if you're not aware, I can assure you that you are also gaining something in return. In a very intangible way, in a very abstract, and yet later in your life, you will realize how important it is. You learn how to deal with people of different kinds. And I emphasize these people of different kinds because I think it's beauty that we do not have people of the same kind throughout the whole world. It is the difference that make our life more interesting. You learn the skill of trying to plan, trying to make forecast, trying to do projection. You learn experience from trying to understand what your member want. Sometimes you organize function with goodwill, yet turn out to be the other way around. When I'm up there, I heard in your recent open seminar that the INTIMA member have to face the query of the student and have to be accountable to whatever they do when they are the student's council member. And that is something very valuable. You learn how to react, you learn how to answer to query, to accusation, to allegation. You learn how to keep cool and yet be able to convey what you want to convey. You learn how to not necessarily ignore, but don't take too much attention on people who come up with unfounded accusation. But you also learn how to pick up points and wisdom from the student public, to learn from this experience. And I think all these are very valuable. In future in your career, you will find, and you can recall what I said today, I'm quite sure you will agree with me. It is not something you can learn from classroom. It's not something you can learn from taking the exam. It's more than that. Just like in career, it's not true that a high achiever in academic field will be also high achiever in their career. Many a times, it may be turn out the other way around. I'm not pouring cold water on our scholars in the college, but I'm just trying to remind you that if you talk about career and your aim in life, it is just more than the paper, as I always said. Students who stand out here to be elected, nobody forced you. Please be reminded again that nobody forced you, not even me. Nobody forced you to take up the responsibility. It's your own decision. You make the decision yourself. You want to come out and to serve. And that is why you have to prepare to pay some of these prices, to pay some of these whatever, or to undergo some of these low moments, sometimes lonely, sometimes feel very disgruntled, sad, misunderstood by your student, by your fellow students. But it's a process of growth for you, for your own character, for your own personality. But I want to remind those who are the new INTIMA member, I can learn it from your outgoing colleague, that it is not going to be smooth running. It is not a bed of roses. There are ups and downs when you're carrying out your duty as a council member. When talk about students' activities and clubs and societies, I remember the university I went to when I do my undergraduate studies, Leeds University. We have a student population of about 12,000, not a big number. And we have about easily more than 100 different societies and clubs. I make a rough estimate is about 100 students to a club. And I think we still have a long way to go for INTI College. We only have about 16 clubs and societies, but we have close to 3,000 students. So we are only achieving half of, take example, Leeds University. I'm saying this is to also emphasize the point that because of the varied interests of our students, and some of them do not come forward because maybe there's no one society that is really they're interested in, and I think it is the incoming INTIMA Council members part of the responsibility to encourage, to facilitate the formation of more clubs, organizations of more activities. Some of you may be worried, and there are some of you who came forward to talk to me before, that by being involved in these activities, organizing functions, it will affect your studies. I do not deny the fact that it may. I normally draw a bottom line. And for my own activities, my own experience, I think there is something that each of you have to do. If you feel that to be able to pass is good enough, that is something you have decided. If you feel that at least I must get onto this list, even I'm active, that is also the target you can set. But all in all, I don't believe that people should be so active until they fail their exam, until they have to waste their parents' money. Because primarily, the responsibility in this college is still studying and to be able to be admitted to foreign universities. But still, some of us are prepared to pay a price, as I said. Instead of getting a CGPA of 3.7, maybe being a president of INTIMA, you become getting only 3.4. Well, maybe so be it. So it's individual decision. And not necessarily your decision is not wise. And I can't assure you that. So to my mind is I think each of you have to make a decision. But you must be prepared to spend time. If you're not prepared to spend time and effort, please resign. Please don't come forward today to receive the certificate. And please let somebody else take it over. Because some of you may not be prepared. Or academically you are so weak that by involving, you are not doing a service to the whole student body. Because we don't want our students to bring out negative example to say that you see, once you get into INTIMA council member, you are going to pay your exam. And if that is going to be an example, that is bad. So each of you must judge yourself. The other point I would like to take this morning's opportunity to voice is about students' feedback. We always feel that our students are adults, and that's why we are all training you to be adult. And I think it's important that as an adult, you have the right to voice out your opinion, the right to bring out suggestions, but as always said, it has to be constructive suggestions. You can be critical, you can be very, very critical, but you have to be also constructively critical. If you can provide solution, all the best, but if not, try not to be anti for anti's sake. It is a very popular term talking about anti-establishment. But all in all, if you have the final analysis, also depend on your phase of life, your growth. Because as a youngsters, full of ideals, normally the anti-establishment's feeling is stronger. But we all have to establish the fact that everywhere in a country, a house, a school, an organization, there need to be an establishment. Except you are a follower of anarchists. You like to be so equal that everybody is equal. In a country, there's no minister, there's no policeman, everybody is the same. That is utopia, that is anarchism. It's not something that I personally believe it works. So I think we have to be critical of issues of happening, but let's be constructively critical. I'm highlighting this point because the simplest example is this December, the AOP increase of a mere $100. And we have actually gone at length to discuss, to try to make sure that our students will not get affected. And we believe very well that we are still below the lowest, even taking into consideration of some of the colleges who are with less facility. And that 100 increase is only close to, what, 5%? And even with that, I think we did hear feedback. But it's good to have feedback because there are some of you who are really genuine concerned about students who will get affected financially because of the 100. We have to look at also students who are genuinely affected. And that's why the college is even prepared to go forward to say that if there are any financial hardship because of this increase, come forward. The college should be at all prepared to give consideration. And that has been always the policy, the standing of the college from the very beginning when the college starts. But if your question is, there's no reason, no reason to increase and not even a single dollar, then I'm not sure whether that is constructive or not. Of course, the beauty of being a responsible leader is not only to be critical of organization, to be critical, to be innovative, come up with new ideas, but also to be able to stand out, to speak for truth, and to speak for what you believe, even if 99% say no. To speak sometimes unpopular comment. Many of us like to be popular, no? Look, go everywhere, people say hi to you, shake hands with you, and we will feel very happy. But as a leader, you cannot be always popular. Sometimes you will take not popular decision. And it was interesting, of course, in that gathering, I did hear students coming out to explain in a very logical way about even the basic inflationary rate in the country. And I think, of course, I did not bother to come out to have a look because I think I don't want to come in because I don't want to let students feel my pleasant and in a way they hesitate to voice out. But I can still hear the voice and I can see that it is interesting from a student body. There are people who are genuinely critical and constructively critical. There are students who like to critical for critical sake and maybe like to get a few hands clap, like to get a few hoo-ha and feel satisfied. There are also students who prepare to be unpopular because he feels that he wants to speak something he believes in. And I'm not saying that I appreciate the last category of students just because you speak for a college. More important, I think, is that quality, and I hope it stands. Even at some time your college have done something wrong, and if you think that you speak the truth, so be it, you speak, even if 99% of the students don't disagree with you. But please do some self-assessment, self-evaluation that whether what you brought up is constructive or not. Whether if you are in the shoe of the other side, whether you think that criticism is fair or not. And I think criticizing is also a skill. A skill that at the end is not for the fun of criticizing, but at the end hoping that something can be done and is fruitful. When feedback comes, students write feedback to our INTIMA council. They also want to make sure that their feedback can be also taken in. And I think, so the skill of presenting that opinion is also important. I do not prepare to give a lengthy lecture this morning, but I thought it's not much, there isn't much opportunity I can bring issues very clearly to students' behavior, students' vision, students' commitment, and my own expectation of student leaders. If I can sum up very clearly, it is first, as a student's leader, being young and youthful, I think to be critical is only natural. If you're not critical, then you may not be as young as you thought. But then, I will expect you to be constructively critical, and to also, through this process, believe that it is service that you are in, this post. And it's important to chart the right direction for our students, because if the direction is not correct, however efficient and effective you are, then you are leading the student further away from the aim. If you are going to KL, but yet you are aiming towards Klang, having the best sports car, full of petrol, driving at a higher speed, then you will go further from KL, your destination. So efficiency and effectiveness is not only the yardstick for success. Fundamentally, it's the direction. And with these words, I would like to once again, and many times more in future, I'm going to reiterate my commitment to students' extramural activities, to students' social activities, to raise students' awareness of what is happening in the country, in the society, on the environment, or whatever issue that affect every one of us. And I hope that when our students go overseas, don't forget to keep in touch with your homeland, because this is where the place will come back. Don't forget to hold our banner high, because you represent Inti College, and Inti College have this fine tradition. That is, we have a very responsible, accountable, and very strong team of students who are prepared to be student leaders under whatever circumstances, in wherever, whenever. Thank you.
Very good morning, distinguished Indians. Sadness and enrichment, those were the feelings I felt when I was writing this speech. I felt enriched because of the priceless experience I gained during my term as an INTIMA Council member. Sad because I will no longer be working side by side with the outstanding leaders of this college anymore. The experience of working with the 15 INTIMA Council will be memories I would really cherish and be very proud of for a very long time. Just to name a few: the efficiency of Ms. Tan Ling Hui, the persistence of Mr. Lee Yin Yun, and the creativeness and generosity of Mr. Kirk James Raymond, and of course, the other virtues of all the other council members. The list is much too long. Will definitely be in the inner recess of my memories. To the 16 INTIMA Council, I wish you bon voyage and good luck on this great and colossal journey. Your journey is like a ship in the ocean, smooth sailing, smooth and calm when everything is going your way, exhilarating and rewarding at times. Rough, choppy waves and strong winds most of the times when things do not go your way. Frustration, shivering cold with nervousness, and depression will be your familiar companions. But at the end of the day, you will reach your destination. It's then you will learn how well you have overcome the challenges thrown at you. The greatest reward at the end of the day, Inti College and INTIMA can give to you is the fullest development of your potential, and hopefully the attainment of the holistic philosophy of life. My dear friends, Galileo the astronomer said, you cannot teach anyone anything, but you can only help him find it within himself. INTIMA can help you find your potential, but only you yourself can find it within yourself. I cannot adequately express my gratitude to those who have helped out. Mrs. Ong, Ms. Cynthia Cheong, Mr. Adeli, Mr. Gerard, 15 INTIMA Council members who have often gone beyond the line of duty, beyond the call of duty, generous individuals that have come forward. Last but not least, I would like to place in particular record on my gratitude to Mr. Chia Eugene, ex-INTIMA President, for exposing me to the opportunities at NT College and for letting me experience the challenge of this college. They say a best friend brings the best out of you. Well, I'd like to thank Eugene for bringing the best out of me so far. I say to you, my best is yet to come. My fellow Indians, may God bless you and grant you the privilege of reaching your potential. Thank you.
INTIMA Secretary, Ms.
It's recording already.
Ms. Valerie Chua. INTIMA Treasurer, Ms. Jessica Lee. INTIMA Auditor, Ms. Ariel Chan Chi Yi. Vice Treasurer, Mr. Frederick Tay. Academic Board, Ms. Tan Leng Hui. College Players, Mr. Damon Lim Tek Min. Editorial Board, Ms. Yong Ying Ying. Publicity Board, Mr. Gilbert Day. Sports Board, Mr. Lim Beng Kui. Social Board, Ms. Ashley Lim Hui Chi. A-Level Society, Mr. Po Hyun Eng. Buddhist Society, Mr. Ng Kang Ki. The Chinese Cultural Society, Ms. Chia Wai Wa. The Christian Fellowship, Mr. Alan Lim Ching Kim. The Electronics Club, Mr. Kirk James Raymond. The Industrial Engineering Society, the representatives for Jesserine Nyo Hui Leng. The INTI International Student Society, Mr. Richard Suk Kong Wan Sut. The INTI Malaysian Red Crescent Society, Mr. Lee Yin Un. Karate Club, Mr. Anthony Chang Kai Win. The INTI Microcomputer Club, Mr. So Chi Tian. Law Society, the representative for Jason Tay, Mr. Joseph Lowe. The Nature Club, Mr. Wong Yak Chu. And last but not least, the Photography Club, Mr. Roy Ku Kasu. Thank you, President Tan. Now I would like to invite Dr. Lian to give away the caps of INTI College to the 50 INTIMA Council members. Dr. Lian. Once again, Mr. Mark Fu. Ms. Angeline Chan Miss Valerie Law, Miss Jessica Lee, Miss Ariel Chan, Mr. Frederick Tay, Miss Tan Leng Hui, Mr. Damon Lim, Miss Yong Ying Ying, Mr. Gilbert Day, Mr. Lim Beng Hui, Miss Ashley, Miss Po Hyun Eng, Mr. Po Hyun Eng, Chinese Cultural Society, Mr. Allen, Mr. Kirk, Representative Mr. James Chu, Mr. Richard Ho, Mr. Lee Yi-fun, Mr. Anthony Chan, Mr. So Chi Tian, Mr. Joseph Lo, Mr. Wong Yat Chun, Mr. Roy Koo, Thank you, Dr. Lian. Without further ado, let us now welcome our new incoming president, Ms. Yap Wei Peng, to give us her speech.
Very good morning to President Tan, Dr. Lian, Dr. Lim, Dr. Kunalan, Mrs. Ong, all the head of departments, INTI staff, lecturers, and students present. Firstly, I would like to say a very big thank you to all of you because you're giving your support to the 16th INTIMA Council by attending this function. Without any of you, I wouldn't be standing here. Thanks again to all of you. Special thanks to the 15th INTIMA Council for giving us your support and help all the way. Your efforts will always be remembered and appreciated. As a member of the Student Council, I would like to clarify our role in the college. Being in the college does not make us any more different to the other students because we are merely the executive of the student body. We are the voices of students and we carry out your needs and demands. Our council would certainly be a success if every one of you would give us your utmost support. On behalf of the 16th INTIMA Council, I promise to do my best and nothing but my best in serving you and INTI College. We intend to get things done nicely. Like the saying goes, diplomacy is an art of putting your foot down without stepping on anyone's toes. We are going to abide to the rule of no discrimination in age, sex, race, or population. Without any further delay, I would like to end my speech by saying, a new beginning, a new challenge, a new future. Thank you.
Thank you, Wei Peng. Now, before the inauguration can commence, I would like to ask the members of the 15th and 16th INTIMA Council to please come on stage. But before we do, Mrs. Margaret Ong, will you do us the honor of lighting the candle on stage? Mrs. Margaret Ong, please.
No,
Ladies and gentlemen, this flame signifies enduring dedication to the responsibilities to the student body of INTI College. Thank you, Mrs. Margaret Ong. Now will the 15th and 16th members please go on stage. They are, ladies and gentlemen, our leaders elected through fair representation. And now, with great pleasure, I would like to ask the outgoing president, Mr. Mark Hu, to pass the flame to the incoming president, Ms. Yap Wei Peng.
They are passing the light.
For the post of Vice President, outgoing Ms. Angeline Chan will pass to Mr. Julian Suresh Sundram and Chai Woon Pet. For the post of Secretary, Ms. Valerie Loa to incoming Secretary, Ms. Yong Ying Ying. Ms. Yong Yang Yang and Wong Chun Hui. The outgoing treasurer, Ms. Jessica Lee, will pass to the incoming treasurer, Ms. Chey Choi Lee. For the post of assistant treasurer, Mr. Frederick Tay will pass to Mr. Lim Kok Chow. INTIMA auditor, Ms. Ariel Chan, will pass to incoming auditors, Ms. Bonnie Tam and Mr. Alvin O. And now the president, Mr. Mark Wu, will pass his flame to the committee members, namely Chan Su Sam, Jason K, Lee Min Hua, P. Jung Ren, Lawrence Sam, Chen Yung. After 2 semesters of sweat and toil, the mantle of leadership has now been passed on. I think it's safe to say that the 15th INTIMA Council has done a good job by giving us their best. By way of tradition, now the outgoing members will please extinguish your candles and rejoin the audience and members of the floor. To the new incoming members, please stay on stage. In continuation, now the affiliate of INTI College will present their letters of appointment to their incoming presidents. When I call a name, please remain on stage. First, the academic board, Ms. Tan Leng Hui, will pass to Mr. Alfred C. Po Hu. The INTI Malaysian Red Crescent Society, Mr. Lee Yi Un to Ms. Chiang Kok Kyo. The Law Society, Mr. Joseph Low to Mr. Clarence Chua. The Karate Society, Mr. Anthony Chang will pass the letter of appointment to Mr. Lo Sen Yi. The INTI International Student Society, Mr. Richard Ho to his successor, Faid Farouk Muhammad. Our INTI Christian Fellowship, Mr. Alan Lim to Ms. Shannon Jan Mr. Shannon Jan Industrial Engineering Club, Mr. James Chu to Ms. Ku Lik Bin. The representative, Mr. Julian Suresh Sundra. Chinese Cultural Society, Li Fang to Oscar. A-Level Society, Mr. Paul Hyun Eng to the incoming president. The INTI Microcomputer Club, Mr. So Chi Ken to Tan Kok Jin. The Photography Club, Mr. Roy Koo to Chan Sing Hui. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall complete this installation ceremony with the 16th INTIMA Council taking the oath, led by President Yap Wei Peng.
We, the 16th INTIMA Council, vow to do our best in serving the student body with dedication, commitment, and integrity. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 16th INTIMA Council. This concludes the installation today. Thank you all for coming and joining here to be with us in this ceremony. Now, please adjourn to the refreshments served behind.